Okay, we're still on concept number 8. This time we are attacking the second part of our objective. We are going to write parallel and perpendicular equations. We've gotten really good at identifying. Now we're going to write. Okay? So, what is this? Given an equation, you must create another equation that is either parallel or perpendicular to this line passing through a certain point. Okay, so it's going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Keep in mind the following points. Parallel equations have the same slope. Okay, and perpendicular equations have negative reciprocal slopes. Okay, those are things to remember as we go through this. All right, I'm going to do the odds here, okay? So in class we'll do the evens. So I'm going to do 1, 3, and then on the back there's 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7, okay? So I'm going to do 6 examples with you in this video. So let's do it. Write the equation of the line that passes through the point, this point, and is parallel to the line y equals negative 4x plus 1. If it is parallel, it needs to have the same slope. So what formula do we use when we're trying to find a line that has a point and a particular slope? Point-slope form, okay? If you remember from concept 7, point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We are going to use this to solve this problem, okay? We know our slope. We know our slope because it needs to be the same as this to be parallel. So we know our m has to be negative 4, and we have our point, negative 2, positive 7. This is our x1 and our y1. If you remember from concept 7, we just take these and we plug them into our formula. Okay? So let's do it. Y minus y1 is 7 equals m, our m is negative 4, x minus negative 2. Okay? And then we distribute and we solve for y. So let's distribute. Okay? Let's actually make this into a plus. That's going to make things a lot easier. So we have y minus 7 equals negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times a positive 2 is a negative 8. I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to add 7. So I get y equals negative 4x. Negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. And there is our equation that is through this point and parallel to this line. Pretty easy. So let's do something with perpendicular now. Okay, we're going to use the same point-slope formula because they're going to give us a point and we need to figure out the slope. So write the equation of the line that passes through the point 4, 3 and is perpendicular to the line y equals 2x minus 4. Remember, perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So this one has a slope of 2. I want to write this as a fraction to make it easier for myself. So if I take the reciprocal of 2 over 1, that is 1/2. Okay? And since this is positive, this needs to be negative. We have just identified our slope that we need this new line to have. So now we have a slope and a point, and we just plug them into the formula. So we go y minus 3 equals our slope, negative 1/2, times x minus 4. Okay, now we distribute and solve for y. So y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2 x. Negative 1/2 times negative 4, well, a negative times a negative is a positive. And here's my trick for multiplying fractions. 4 times 1 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. Okay? And now I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to add 3. So I get y equals negative 1/2 x. 2 and 3 make 5. And there's our equation. Okay? All right, let's do some more on the other side. We only have 4 more left. Okay, So let's try it. I'm going to use pink this time. Okay. So these two up here, we're going to do parallel, and the two on the bottom, we're going to do perpendicular. Okay. So write an equation passing through the point parallel. So here's our point. We need it to be parallel to this line, so it needs to have a slope of 2. We need that because they have to have the same slope. So we have our slope and a point. Let's plug it into our formula, and I'll rewrite it again up here so that we can remember it. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I am going to expect you to memorize this formula. It's really not that hard to memorize, okay? I'm not going to give this to you on the test. You're going to have this memorized. Okay, so let's do it. Y minus negative 1 equals 2 times x minus negative 4. Okay, these turn into a plus. This turns into a plus. Distribute. Y plus 1 equals 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 4 is 8. I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 1. Subtract 1. Y equals 2x plus 8 minus 1 is 7. And we did it. Okay, let's do the next one. No, I'll use the color. Let's use this color, purple. Okay. I need to have the same slope. I have a point. I don't know what the slope is because it's not in slope-intercept form. I need to get y by itself. So in order to do that, I need to subtract x. Subtract x, and I get negative 2y equals negative x plus 14. Okay, I still don't have y by itself. I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. So I now have y equals, what's in front of this x? A negative 1. Okay, so now negative 1 divided by negative 2 is a positive 1 over 2x. And then 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. So I need to have a line parallel to this line, which means it has to have the same slope. So my slope needs to be 1/2. Okay? So we have our slope and our point, and we can plug it into our formula. So we have y minus 5 equals slope 1/2 times x minus 4. And we distribute. Y minus 5 equals 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. 1/2 times 4 is 2. I need to get y by itself, so I need to add 5. Okay. Yeah. So y equals 1/2 x plus 3. And that's it. I realized in this another packet I did it wrong, so I was just looking to make sure I did it right this time. All right, now let's do some perpendicular. Okay, so we have a slope right here, number 5 of 3/4. We need opposite reciprocal. So I'm going to flip this over and make it 4 over 3. And since this one is positive, this one has to be negative. So now I have a slope and a point, and I need to figure out that line. So, y minus negative 3 equals negative 4/3 times x minus 3. Okay, make this into a plus, distribute. Okay, so I have y plus 3 equals negative 4/3 times x is negative 4/3 x. Negative times a negative is a positive. And let's do that trick I told you. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to have to subtract 3. Y equals negative 4/3 x plus 1. And that's our equation. Okay, so we have one more. This one is just like number 3. We need to get y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, combining only like terms. So 10y equals negative 2x plus 20. I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide everything by 10. So y equals negative 2 over 10. I can reduce that and make it negative 1/5 x. 20 divided by 10 is 2. So this line has a slope of negative 1/5. I need to flip that and make it the opposite sign. So if I flip 1 over 5, I get 5. And since this is negative, this needs to be positive. So we know what our slope needs to be, 5. Okay? We have our slope and our point, and we can plug it into our formula. Y minus 3 equals 5 times x minus 2. Okay? I distribute. So y minus 3 equals 5x minus 10. I'm going to add 3. Okay? Y equals 5x minus 7. And that is it for this concept, okay? So your job is to try the practice quiz, and we'll do all the even numbers in class, all right?